Hey guys, so yeah, some of you wanted to know my thoughts on the general idea of bringing back some sort of 2006 themed RuneScape. Obviously, entirely Jagex produced, none of these private servers like 2006 Scape, and just to really discuss whether it would be a good idea, whether and I get that a lot of you, especially in the comments on my videos, are saying, look, yeah, we get it, but a lot of people are just nostalgic. They wouldn't actually play it if it was available. They're just nostalgic and they just miss it because it's gone, and they only miss it because they can't play it. And I understand that, and I actually aren't sure whether that would be a thing. I'm not sure whether people would actually stop caring if it was available, sort of thing. So yeah, so what would it involve? Well, obviously, every sort of update, every new piece of gear, every item, every quest or game mechanic released post 2006, or well, we should probably say like post when when they removed the wilderness the first time. Everything that's come out since then would simply not be in the game. Maybe they could keep the graphics. I don't think too many people really care too much about the graphics. It was really all about the gameplay back then. RuneScape was a very popular game, not because it had state-of-the-art graphics, not because it was anything special, but because it was addictive, it was fun, it was immersive. You could hang out with your friends, you could do whatever you wanted, and I think that's one of the huge selling points that RuneScape used to have was, it's not just a game like any other game. It's like 50 games all in one, and you can do whatever you want. Now, obviously, the whole point behind these servers would be I mean, the majority of people do enjoy PKing, and depending on how far you went with this, I mean, there could be separate high scores tables for people that have gained XP. Maybe. I guess if you start a level 3 account on these 2006 servers, maybe you could then be eligible to go on a certain high scores table. Obviously, you could use your current account and sort of backdate it to log into these servers. But if you were to make a new level 3 account on them, perhaps there could be high scores tables for things like that. So I mean, that would be kind of fun for max players that don't have anything else to do. And there are endless possibilities. I mean, they could even have servers similar to the current beta servers, where players can, where there are basically vendors that give away all of the top tier items, gear, food, whatever you might need, all for free. So that it really just becomes about doing the fun stuff, killing bosses, doing quests. I guess some people enjoy doing quests, and of course PKing, and especially back in the day, I'm sure. I don't know the percentages. I'm not sure how many people. There used to be tens of thousands of players that used to be in big clans, mostly free to play, and they'd have big 12-hour PK run-ins. It was really fun, and it's kind of died down a lot now. That doesn't really happen. There are only maybe 3 or 4 top clans that still do that regularly in RuneScape today. So and even those clans that still do it, it's not as big as it used to be. It's not as popular. And yeah, so obviously for Jagex to have the motivation to create servers like this, to create consider it like RuneScape private servers. I'm sure you've all seen what they are. Some of you might probably play them. I don't, just because I'm against, the whole. I don't know. It's kind of copyright, and it's kind of. Yeah, personally, I'm just against using private servers. I understand that a lot of people do it, but it would be like Jagex and sort of creating their own private server. Now, I do get that Jagex are investor run these days. It's all about turning a profit. So for it to be viable, Jagex would either have to charge us a fee to use these servers, and also obviously a fee to even develop the game, and because obviously it'll take quite a lot of man hours just to set everything up, or even just ask the players to fund it. I know a lot of developers, a lot of people that want to get what they want these days are using a thing called Kickstarter, where everybody that's interested in a certain project, or everybody they all sort of pitch in using a kind of donation system. So all the players that do have the spare cash could maybe pledge to give that money to Jagex to pay developers to buy the servers needed for the game. And again, it's something that would have to be sort of well thought out. It would have to be sort of planned and executed by somebody much more knowledgeable than me on the subject. Jagex should definitely employ somebody to go over this as a possibility. I think they could make a lot of money. I think they could probably get away with charging like 15, $20 a month. Assuming something like that did take off, and assuming it was enjoyable for the average player to play. Now, I know that a lot of you are thinking, oh, guys, you need to get used to all the change, and yeah, I get that. Like, a lot of you were kind of upset with me for not, giving the combat beta a proper go. Yeah, I obviously didn't enjoy it from the first impression that I got, but a lot of you are saying, hey, you're doing it wrong. You haven't read through all the abilities. You're not using them properly, and you guys told me that I wasn't really doing the combat beta justice, which yeah, I completely understand. I did say in my video that was pretty much the first time I'd ever tried to actually kill something using the combat beta, and that was my initial reaction. It wasn't my adverse reaction just because it's change or anything like that. I play other games outside of RuneScape. I'm perfectly, knowledgeable of how games work, and how different combat just works in general. And it's not about that. I don't think it is. We are just a bunch of kids crying about nostalgia. I don't think we are just a bunch of people that miss the game, and we don't really. I think to say that we're all just raging because we don't like change is a massive overstatement, understatement, over. I don't know. But yeah, you guys probably get the point that I'm trying to make. I apologize for all the stuttering in these videos. I sort of came to the conclusion that I was not going to script videos at all. Every now and then I'd script like my update vlogs or anything like that, just because sometimes it was just so hard to get the words out. I had to like make notes and all that. But yeah, I really can't be bothered with that. Ooh, here's a cool outfit. Similar to mine. Anyway, what kind of a name was that? Yeah, that's just my thought anyway, and I'd love to hear what you guys think. Mainly, would you guys be willing to pay for access to something like a 2006 themed RuneScape? And if so, what would you want it to include? Would you want it to have special high scores tables? Would you want it to have a unique wealth system? So any money in that game can't be brought in from the current RuneScape. So you have to start that game with absolutely nothing on your account. You can probably keep your stats, let's say, but you have no GP, so you have to go and earn that gold to get your gear, to go PKing, to stake or whatever. It would have a completely separate economy, is what I'm trying to say, from the current RuneScape. Otherwise, things like bosses and quests simply wouldn't be worth doing. Yeah, that's all I have to say on the subject. I mean, if it proves a popular idea, I will make an in-depth video sort of covering the fors, the againsts, and maybe even begin to push for Jagex to actually do something about it, So yeah, please do let me know what you guys think, and as always guys, until next time, take care.